Okay, question 17 is about reading a graph. And so what I have here, f of x, is a function that shows the height of a drone in feet over time in seconds. So if I look down here, I can see the height here on the y-axis and the time here on the x-axis. And the last piece here says the height of the drone is a function of time, which if you remember from an earlier question, whenever we see is a function of, we know that the output or dependent variable is the first thing they say. And as a function of time, which is the input. Not necessary for this problem, but just as a reminder. So A says, when is the drone at its highest point? Well, this is height. So the height increases as I go up this y-axis. And so I'm looking for the highest point being right about there. Now the question says when. So it doesn't say what is the highest point of the drone. It says when, and by when, that's asking for the time. So I know the highest point here is right about there, but the time is right here, about 3 seconds. Okay. B, what is f of 6? So now we are practicing again with our function notation. Again, when we see this f or some letter with parentheses, we know that f is just the name of the function, which we were told up at the top, f of x. And what's in here is the input. And so it's asking us to figure out what is the height of the drone, because f of x is the height of the drone, at the input, which is time, so at 6 seconds. So this shorthand is saying what is the height of the drone at 6 seconds. And again, you can always look, if the function says f of x, then this 6 is replacing the x, and we know the x-axis from the chart is the time in seconds. So what is f of 6? Well, let's go find 6 seconds, go up to the function, and follow our way over. So that happened at 2 feet. That drone was at 2 feet at 6 seconds. And I can write that out also. The f of 6 says, the height of the drone, and in parentheses is the height of the drone at 6 seconds is 2 feet. So it's a lot of words, but that's the power of the function notation, is that if you understand it, it's much shorter to write. Okay, C is what time intervals is the height of the drone increasing? So intervals, as a reminder, that is the start to the finish. So in this case, if I look at my chart, the height's increasing since this axis is height, then when this is going up. So in this case, between 0 and 3 seconds, the drone is going up. By the same token, then it comes down again and goes up again, stays at the same height, and then comes down. So this up part happens between 6, 7, 8 seconds. So in both of those time intervals, the drone is increasing its height. It's going up.